If you feel sad, 'cause your life is dumb, head on down to the band of Timmy's Fun Club. If you're feeling bad, 'cause your life is dumb, head on down to the band of Timmy's Fun Club.
Hold on. Had the fan on full blast this morning. That's right. This morning, it's 5:34 in the morning in Taiwan. Good morning from Taiwan. Only a few more streams from Taiwan. Then we'll be back in the good old US of A. The good old less perfect credit USA. Did you see this in the news today? Did you see this? The US is getting their credit rating lowered for the first time in modern history. Ho, 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 ho. Can you imagine the Can you imagine the debt collector size that they need for them? That's not funny. Why would I want to move back to the US right now? I don't know. And be an education on top of it. Oh, nobody should want to go back to the US and be an educator right now. Everybody's getting the shakedown for being woke. Well, we're trying to go back to the U.S. anyway. I feel like we probably will. Our appearance is very white, and our little kids are very cute. So maybe they'll say, "Okay, come on in. You guys look fine. You guys don't look like Venezuela gang bangers." But enough politics. There's been a big part of my life where I've needed to be needed. Like I've needed to be wanted, and it has not gone well. And I've had to kind of adjust my perspective on this over time in order to kind of save some of my sanity, because I've had these periods of time in my life where I need someone to want me, either in a relationship, either in a job, either in, friendships, things like this. It's like, it's complicated. It's really complicated. I can't trace back to a time in my childhood where I felt like, my parents wore down trust with me, or I can't think back to a time in my childhood where I felt like everybody was always abandoning me. But I have a very low sense of trust. Like I just feel like everything that I have is going to be lost eventually. And that might not be from childhood. That just could be like melancholy tendencies or negative thinking or whatever. But um, in the past, I've always felt like if I'm going to apply for this job, chances are I won't get it. It's just always felt that way because, you know, never qualified enough, always too competitive. There's always, like 100 other people applying for the job or 1,000 other people applying for the job. And every time I've gotten to a place where I've been so close to getting the thing that I wanted to do, it's just been out of reach. Like I remember interviewing for what was close to a six-figure job in Ohio when I lived out there. Yes, I said Ohio. Drop the balloons and the confetti. He said it. He, Ohio. I have actually lived there for over a year. It's not a bit, but I almost went broke there because I chose to move during a recession. It wasn't. I don't remember if it was a recession. I guess it was kind of a recession. Yeah, it was during the housing crisis, which caused a bit of a recession. I can't explain from an economics perspective what was going on. It was just a bad time to be worried about money, and I was worried about money constantly. And the bank that I worked at in Minnesota was just crummy. Like they had wage freezes. They kept adding things for me to do without giving me like any increased title or increased pay. They didn't have any bonuses at the end of the year for like the first or the last like 3 years that I worked there. And then I saw friends of mine, like, loan officers getting laid off and different people, tellers getting laid off. And it was like nobody felt secure in their job. And the funny thing was for me is I created job security because I learned a bunch of jobs as I was working other jobs. And then when other people would either quit or get laid off, then I would, just like kind of gravitate towards those positions. And at one point, I was going to be laid off because the job that I was doing was being outsourced. But I picked up all these other jobs and kind of piecemealed together a full-time position, and they ended up keeping me on. So I feel like I don't know where I was going with talking about that old banking job, but anyway, it was a bad time to move to Ohio, and I still moved to Ohio anyway with my brother, and my brother did okay, but he had to work like 3 jobs. And one of the jobs was at least doing what he wanted to do, but in the meantime, he was also, like delivering pizzas and doing stuff like that. He was doing the grunt work to stay alive, and to pay the bills. And I, for whatever reason, could not get the same jobs that he was. Maybe it's because I was older, maybe it's because I had different job experience or something like that. But when I would go to a job and I would ask the pizza place for a job, just like he would ask for a job, they wouldn't hire me. It always felt like he had just this kind of effortless, smooth life where, he could decide he wanted to do something and then he would just do it and it would just happen. And I thought, how do I do that for me? Because that doesn't ever seem to happen. And it was just like this mentality that kind of carried over. And after Ohio, I got back into teaching, which is what I wanted to do when I was in college. But it never worked out for a number of different reasons, primarily because I went to what was a really bad college, not just for how they treated the students, but for how they set you up for the rest of your life professionally. It was a waste of money and a waste of time, and I had no idea what I was doing back then because I was just a kid. And I didn't really have direction from anybody in my life because I wasn't really asking for it. So I feel like that set me up for a certain degree of failure, but it didn't help that I didn't know how to pivot from that, which kind of set myself up for more failure. And anyway, I've never felt like I've really had any power over any of my life, which I guess is probably pulling away the veil, because none of us really have any power over any of our life. I mean, the fact that we are just one faulty heartbeat away from death, or that we're just like one critical organ in our body shutting down away from just, you know, being completely gone. I'm sure, I'm sure none of us really have any control over our lives. In an entirely utilitarian cosmic sense, we have no control over anything that we're doing. But we do have a pretty strong perception of control. Like we have an illusion of control. Like we feel like I'm waking up at this time. I've set my alarm for this time. I'm going to do this now. I'm making this specific choice to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And we make all these plans for what we want to do. And, like the proverb, it's like man plans, but God knows what's actually going to happen. So there's very little that I feel like I actually am able to control. And it leads me to a sense of feeling almost like trying something doesn't matter because I don't have control over it anyway. So what's the point of actually like trying? And so, modern example, applying for jobs to go back to the States is pretty scary. It's pretty scary to be going back to the States without a job. Not just without a job, but with very little money, because we did not make any money in Taiwan. We lost money when we were in Taiwan. The job didn't pay great, but the benefits were good, and we're like, okay, with the benefits, we might be able to make this work. We did not make it work. We're in so much rougher shape now. And some of it is because we had surprise medical bills. Some of it is because we had another baby. Some of it's just because it's not the balance of like expenses for our lifestyle and salary and kids and everything else. It just like it didn't wash right, and the utilities here are insane. I mean, I'm paying like entire paychecks during the summer to pay for utilities. So it's like there were a number of different things that led to this point, but now that I'm like looking for jobs, I have that sense of like that nagging feeling again that that it is impossible for me to get anybody to want me for their job. And what a stupid thing to talk about. What a stupid thing to talk about. Oh, people are just here for magic. People just want to see magic. Nobody wants to see magic. Nobody's even watching right now. I'm talking to myself. So just give me a second. You're watching on the VOD and you're like, oh, I'm watching. Okay. Give me a minute. What am I saying with all this? This is how I process. I process out loud. I process over time, over very long periods of time. I'm trying to figure out how I can best move on from this mindset, because it is draining. Every single day it is draining. And not only is it draining for me, but then I have to go home and I have to represent strength to my family. And I have to say, we are going to be okay. We are going to have a job. We are going to have a house. Everything is going to be fine. I'm going to have a career. It'll be fine. Something has to give. Something has to give. And I'm not sure what it is. I've tried to understand the way that some people do this. Like some people just create this. Some people will sell an employer on their on their ability, and they almost create this need that the employer didn't even realize that they had. Like the last job interview that I had was for a part-time job that wasn't going to be like my career job anyway, but it was just a part-time job for the summer that I thought I get a few extra hours, things like that. But the interview was so awkward. I'm such an empathetic person. I'm so easily swayed by like the mood in the room. The mood in the room for this interview could not have been more awkward. People staring into their Zoom cameras and giving you no feedback at all on the answers that you're giving, and it's like I kind of read my audience and see what they're thinking and where they're going. If I make them laugh, I kind of keep pushing on that. If I'm intriguing them by things that I'm educational pedagogy, and then I keep going down that route. But I don't know how to create that. I don't know how to create that need. It's like, you need to hire me. I wish I knew how to do that. I really wish I knew. I'm going to segue into the game. Nobody. What happened to there we go. Nobody wants to hear someone like drone on and on and on and on for forever about the sort of stuff that only pertains to them. But I think that there's a similar humanity thread in this. I'm sure there are other people who feel this way. I'm sure that there are other people who don't feel this way, who are actually like, no, I got everything I need. I'm good. And maybe they even feel bad for people like me, and maybe even they think I can give you the tips, I can tell you how to do this. But those are the people on YouTube that are telling people, I can build your channel to 1,000 subscribers. But they don't tell you until the end of the video, because what they're actually doing by telling you that is trying to build their own channel. And so, I've given up on people saying, I can give you the tips to blah, 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 because it's like, no, buddy, if you had the tips to do that, everybody would already be doing that. And then the thing that we would want would not be 1,000 subscribers for our channel, because everybody would have 1,000 subscribers and nobody would care. The bar would be raised, there would be another ring to have to try to grab, and then we would be on to something else. It's like if everybody had gold, it wouldn't be valuable anymore, and we would be on to the next thing that had value because of scarcity, because of demand, things like that. So I'm at a very introspective part of my life, because I can feel myself, at this point where there's some big shifts that are happening. Like my 4-year-old can sense this. He's starting to panic a little bit about the fact that he's leaving. He's leaving the first home that he really remembers. Like the first home that he has actually felt some connection to. We're leaving. So, like, he's feeling that too. What do we got here? All right, let's do... I don't think it matters which land that I play. 3 or more gains +1. Okay, so this is the Selesnya Rabbits deck, is that it? I've been trying to learn a little bit about some of the standard decks right now that are out there, because it's been so long since I've played standard. All right, there is a bunch of creatures out there now. Sending this one because it's just a battle cry. So they don't care about that one. So let's slime. And we'll hold on to this because... Alright, so battle cry. Whenever a creature enters, gain 2 life. Ah, I think we've found our target. Let's definitely remove that. So I can block any of these things. This is a sorcery, so let's slime again. And I'm actually going to send this slime in. It's a trampler, so we can knock down some of that life total. We've got 1 blocker over here. We can block anything he sends at us. Alright. These are a lot of creatures, which is a little scary. But nothing that we can't slime right now. So how's this one work again? So, deals 5 damage. Excess. And then you can exile a card and play it this turn, I guess. So we probably take out one of these, right? Because the rest of these are just enters, enters, enters. Yeah, yeah. Let's take this out and look at 4 cards. We got anything good here? I guess we'll take another slime. All right, we got to figure out how we're winning. So let's start swinging in. This guy's top decking like me, so he's also gaining life though, which I am not doing. Okay. Wow, that deck ran out of steam pretty fast. And now we got our ooze and another slime, and we're swinging away. Merle. Is that a movie thing? Merle, swing away. Earl. Someone. Bueller. I swear there's a movie. Swing away. Merlin. All right. In case you didn't notice, we're playing Slime Against Humanity. Because I just think they're neat. But also, I need a kind of a soft introduction into the standard meta again. I also need a little bit of time, I think, to develop an understanding. This is so sad. This is so sad. We could mulligan this and hope, because we've got 4 lands. We could mulligan this and hope that we get something good. Maybe we keep it for the 4 lands. I feel like mulliganing in standard is a real, like, it's a real, like, crapshoot. So I probably will just keep it. Look at that. That guy mulliganed. All right. I don't remember what I was talking about. Looks like he's going to be going a little slow too. Black and blue? This is only for the turn, unfortunately. That's too bad. We better get another red out here. Nothing to play. And if I do play anything, it's going to be countered. See if this gets countered. It's probably going to get countered. Look at him just sit there. Which counter spell should I counter this with? Oh, because I didn't play a land. Sure, okay. And that's a struggle for me. I recognize he's got those all that untapped mana. I recognize that, but then I also think if I play this and I get a better land, then I'm not just dropping some trash here, some basic land, because this was pays 2. I could have paid 2. Unfortunately, there's just nothing to do. March of the World Ooze would be nice to get out and not get countered, but I'm assuming he's not going to be doing anything, just like I'm not going to be doing anything, because he's waiting to counter all my stuff and I'm waiting to draw anything interesting. There's a slime. I don't want to get my World Ooze countered. I only have 2 of them in the deck. Let's throw out a slime and see what happens. See what Chuckles over here does. See what Tons of Fun over here does. Okay, sure. That's fun. You get to counter the spell and then draw more counter spells. So you can counter future spells. Don't like that nagging sense of futility. Don't like that nagging sense of futility. Okay. Well, we can March of the World Ooze now. So now every time he casts a spell on my turn, at least we're getting elephants. He really thought that this was important to get out, though. Draw, discard, +1/+1 on the fairy. Then this has protection from black. Whenever equipped creature deals combat, surveil 2, may cast an instant or sorcery with 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Okay, so he's going to create a token. Or does he have to pay the spree cost for that? Okay, he's got it. So he's drawing. Sure. Okay. Oh, and he's sorcery speeding that flash fairy. All right. This is protection from black. And we've got 5, 6, 7. We could remove that artifact, which would be nice. Wait, was that 3 or... Yeah, okay. Almost had an upsie. Let's make a slime, I guess. See what he does with that. Just gonna destroy it. It makes sense. But I mean, I wasn't blocking with my slime. Okay, I could have blocked that with my slime, I guess. Target player mills 4. Not a terrible thing to mill in a Slime Against Humanity deck. Okay. Start with this. Yes. Yes. One, two, three, four, five. So let's dig. All right. He's had no problem having things. Oh, shoot. That land. Mm-hmm. There goes my Dracusar. He's just gonna mill me out. Okay. Sure. Can he kill me in the air? Alright, he's gonna destroy that, sure. Got one left. Surveilling one. This won't really matter because I can't, that would have been nice. I've never once been able to play this card. I think it's probably why I want to cut this card from the deck. I've never once been able to play this. I think I have 2 copies of this in here. I've never once been able to play this card. Ever. Counter it, bro. Counter it. Counter it, bro. Counter it. Counter it, bro. Counter it. Okay. All right. Let me turn on my fans here. Give my computer a chance to cool down a little bit. Give my computer a refreshing drink of air. I don't like the arbitrary. I don't like the arbitrary. This connects with what I've been talking about. You know, I don't like to apply for jobs that I feel like there's no chance I'm getting this job. Applying for it is a waste of my time. It's just an arbitrary action that I'm doing. I don't like futility and putting in a bunch of effort into things that don't matter. I've had to reframe a lot of the things that I do. Like any creative thing that I've ever tried to do has never succeeded. And I used to think that that was related to me. I don't think it's related to me anymore. I think it's just the way that it goes. Some people have success and some people don't. And you can be like, oh, you just got to work at it, work at it, work at it. No, I don't buy that for a second. There are people that work harder than I've ever seen in my entire life. And they're still working harder than I've ever seen in my entire life. You know, they're like in their 60s and 70s. They're still grinding away 2 or 3 jobs. They have very little in their savings. They have very little, what would be considered to be success, even though they're extremely hard workers and they're extremely efficient at their jobs, but they're not going anywhere in terms of, are you succeeding with your bank account? Are you succeeding with your job title? Are you advancing somehow? They're not advancing. They're just scraping by. They're just making it. So I don't believe in this magical idea that you can, you can do anything you put your mind to. That's nonsense. I will never be a Harlem Globetrotter, no matter how much I want to put my mind to that. I'm not tall enough. I'm not good enough at basketball. You can say, oh, you could become good enough at basketball. No, no. By the time you fool yourself into thinking that that's statistically possible, you've already lost, you've already lost all that time. You've already lost all that opportunity to do something within your power, within your grasp. And the idea is that you have to temper all of these things with a certain amount of realism, a certain amount of reality. Okay, my chances of becoming an NFL football player coming out of high school are very, 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 very small. But somebody's going to play football. So it could be me. It could be. But chances are it won't be. It's like I could win the lottery because somebody has to, but chances are it won't be. So you don't say with 100% certainty, it'll never happen. You say with a high degree of certainty, this is probably not going to happen. Giving yourself hope for something so outrageous like that can be really, really heartbreaking. When you put so much of your time, so much of your effort into this dream. And I think it's probably why I have been mountain or forest. It's probably why I have been so bothered by these YouTube content creators who act like the way that you get to success on your channel is to either A, be like everybody else, B, find a thing that everybody wants and become that, or C, just tell everybody what they want to hear, but never actually deliver that. It's like, oh, you want to grow your channel 2,000 subscribers? Well, keep listening to this video for the entire time, and then make sure that you like and subscribe to everything we do. And by the way, I've wasted all your time now over the last 13 minutes, and you're going to have to watch the next video. It offends my sense of justice, and it offends my sense of purpose in what it is that I'm doing, because I'm not too proud to start using clickbait titles, but I also want to at some point in time give people what they're expecting to get. Hello. That sense of futility that I was talking about is what makes playing against a Dimir fairy deck difficult for me. Because I only have a certain number of things that I know my deck is going to do. And when it feels as if this game is not going to matter, I get restless and I think, okay, well, let's move on to something that matters. It's kind of like that in life, but in life, it feels worse because it feels like, hey, shouldn't this matter? Shouldn't taking an interview matter? Shouldn't I be able to get these jobs, and why am I not getting these jobs? There's a real, I don't know. There's a real sense of frustration there. It's not just magic. You know, it's not just playing a game for fun. Now you're talking about, can I support my kids? So I've never actually seen an Is It deck yet in Standard, probably because I haven't played long enough, but I'm guessing that this is what this is. Prowess? Is it prowess? Is that what it is? I'm gonna swing in. I don't know what this guy is, why this guy is holding priority for so long, but that seems to be the thing. Everybody just holds priority for like hours and hours and hours. We're having fun. Level 2, return target or instant sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those monks keep getting bigger. Oh, and then there's an otter. Sure would be sad if you had to waste all those prowess spells. Trample, haste. Well, we're hanging on to this one, right? I've got to think about how I'm going to kill him. But I'm probably going to be dead here pretty soon myself. So, man, this deck just runs out of juice so fast. And it's not just that it runs out of juice so fast, it's that it... Oh, I should have done something. Because of prowess. Yeah, I keep waiting too long. I can still hit the otter. Oh, yeah. No, sir. Go away, please. Gonna counter that? Probably, right? Gonna counter that? I'm sure I'm dead anyway. See, what is that? What is that thinking? Am I dead, though? Well, I should probably find out if I'm dead. 2, 4, 6, 9. I'm one off dead. Well, this guy doesn't have trample. These two jerks have trample. There you go. Deal 3 damage to that. Good job. Can you finish it off now, or are you just prowessing everybody? Wait, why didn't you do this? I don't... Is that somebody just playing with their food? 4, 7, 9. Did he not realize that he could take this one out? The only one that I had to block? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be dead anyway. Suppose I could draw that one card, but I didn't. There are no deep philosophical realizations on this stream. It's It's just trying to make Slime Against Humanity work, that's all. And also trying to figure out how to get a job. You could have walked in during that realization, but it wasn't so much a realization. It was just trying to figure out how to crack life's code. Like how do you become something employable? How do you become something that people want to hire? Or how do you become, a YouTube channel that people want to watch? And how do you do it without compromising who you are and still being true to yourself and your values and your ideas, but also contributing to the greater community? Which sounds pretty dumb the more that I talk about it. This'll work because I'm going to use this dragon. I'm going to omen this dragon. We definitely need to work on this deck list. I don't think I like... Something is not quite working. Maybe it's because we have 15 Slime Against Humanities in it. Something is definitely not working. I think we can probably do this. Although I haven't seen what he's going to play. I think we can get rid of one of these. Okay. Is this mono red? The very effective mono red deck that I've been playing against for years. Mono red has always been in standard. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm trying to get back into standard again because Hearthstone is a joke and I don't want to play Hearthstone anymore. And I've heard that the standard in Arena in MTG is actually pretty good right now. Oh, this card. You can deal it to me, bro. That's an indestructible ooze. Alright, let's do this. I'm not quite scared yet. Okay, so whenever a creature dealt damage dies, so I would block the 3/3 and then kill the 3/3 with this. I get a +1/+1 counter on here. In theory. Otherwise, we just take this and... Alright, so whenever you attack with one or more lizards... Are you a lizard? Are you a lizard? Hired Claw just deals the damage himself because he's a lizard, right? I guess there could be more Hired Claws. You could get a lot of Hired Claws out together, I suppose. Alright, so we're going to block. And then when I do that, I'm going to do the 2 damage. Which means he could do this to my face. There you go. I think he finally figured it out. So that's gone. Why didn't I get the +1 counter here? Whenever a creature dealt damage by this creature dies. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to... I mean, if I do this, I'm going to take 3 damage from the thing anyway. Yeah, I think it's the time though. That Screaming Nemesis is so good. All right, I'm getting a counter. This is stupid because I've got no resources left, and he could send out Hasty Boys just like this, but Guess I can't really block him anyway, so. Yep. Okay. Guess we can't attack then. But we also can't block. All right. I didn't have much of a shot against mono red. Didn't have much of a shot against mono red. There is something that I just don't like. I think, first of all, the Vaultborn Tyrant is way too slow. I've never once been able to play the Vaultborn Tyrant. Back when the original copy of the deck list that I had like 3 of them in here, never once was able to play them. I feel like we either get to a point where we run out of lands and I never see another land, or we run out of cards and I don't see the card draw or anything like that. Adding this has helped. Adding this has greatly helped. But the problem is I don't run out of cards, but I just die because I can't deal with anything on the board. And this is pretty good to deal with stuff on the board, and the Predator Ooze is really a good blocker to have out. But it's not really an offensive threat. The offense really comes from the slimes. I wonder if I could cut a couple slimes. So the initial what the heck was it called? Don't remember what it was called, but why aren't you only showing me green? It was actually a green card, right? Yeah, it wasn't an artifact. It was a green card. I can't remember. I thought it was something with an A, but now I'm just starting to sound like a psychic. Like, I think there was an A in there somewhere. Ancient Cornucopia. Whenever you cast a spell that's 1 or more colors, you may gain 1 life for each of those spell's colors. Do this only once each turn. Okay. So it's kind of ramping and it's kind of helping you with life, but not really. I know Wizards has had to scale back some of their cards, and the once per turn thing, that's important for some things, but is it really important for this? You're gaining 1 life. That means you're getting a maximum of 1 life each turn. 1 life. This didn't need to be held back. When this creature dies, you gain 2 life. Sacrifice it to exile target non-creature, artifact, or non-creature enchantment. So early game blockers, but then also, oh, there's the guy that I saw in that one game. This guy looks really good. He's also in black, so that doesn't matter. Gain 2 life, put a +1, and you gain 2 life. Whenever one or more artifact leave your graveyard, gain 1 life. Okay. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. Okay. Oh, Scavenging Ooze. Exile a card. I didn't realize there was life gain involved in that too. That's pretty good. Did that change? Scavenging Ooze was already good enough. It didn't need anything extra. I wonder if that changed. It must. I just must not have played it. Pelucranos. Reborn. Never. Non-token Hydra dies. Okay. We're just going to take this moment to think about options that we could have. Whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3 life. I thought this seemed like an interesting dragon. You know, what if we did... I mean, I've been wanting to do dragons and I've been wanting to do slimes. Could they both... Whenever a land you control enters, you gain 3 life. Primeval Bounty. Huh. It's kind of interesting. It's a little slow. It doesn't quite fit into what we're doing. Gain 4 life. Okay. I'm wondering if we lean a little bit more dragony. Gain life equal to its power. That's a big golem. So what is prototype again? I've missed some of the new mechanics. You may cast the spell with different mana cost, color, power, and toughness. So forth. Okay, so you get a 3/3 for 3 and a green. Huh, okay. Enters, you gain life, okay. Nothing has really grabbed my attention for something, you know, like, oh, we really need to build this. But I have wanted to like make dragons, and I feel like these omen dragons, they just hit me in my value. Like let me look at these dragons. Maybe we go, can we do this? Omen dragons? Nope. Let's just do Omen. Okay. Omen Path Journey. That's not going in the deck. So search for 2 basic forests, 1 tapped, 1 in your hand. So it's like a worse cultivate on a dragon. This one's really good, but it's in black. So what if we build Bant Slime Against Humanity? Destroy target creature with 3 or less. That's a sorcery. Do we have any other red dragons? It's +1 counters. A lot of life gain on some of these dragons. This is 3 life. Another dragon, you gain 3 life. We would have to change our mana a little bit. But if I wanted to lean into this, I think I would also include another color. This is a good card, but I don't think it fits into what we're doing. I like it. And if I was going to go dragons, you know, maybe that would be... So... maybe for 3, this is not great. Maybe for 3 we cut that, and that is not so great. We look for other things. I mean, let's put in at least 2 of these, maybe more. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it to your hand, then shuffle. That would give us some more things to do on turn 1. It also gives us a dragon that gives us life. Maybe we put 1 of these in here. It's still not... We're still not doing dragons quite yet. Like, I think we're not gonna like lean into dragons just yet, but I do wanna think about it. I do wanna see if there's space for it. I forgot about these storm cards, the Dragon Storm. Is there anything there we need? Probably not with these 2. No. All right. Are there any good damage cards that I'm missing? Three damage to each opponent. It's very specific. Torch the tower seems pretty good. Braid has been good in the past. 3 to target creature, and also you destroy an artifact as an option. Choose 2. chooses one. Deals 5 damage to that, and the other can't block. Okay. It's a little... I mean, I used to use a braid all the time. And it is instant speed. I'm going to put 1 copy in there. I'm just going to go back and try another game and just keep thinking about what we're going to do. There will eventually end up being a build that I'm happy with. And it will probably involve dragons. And lots of slimes. I don't know if that's necessarily good, but that's what it's going to be. Look at that. I really like this ooze. The fact that he's indestructible. He's gaining counters when you attack, gaining counters when he blocks and things die. Uh-oh. What's that? Whenever this permanent enters or attacks a tapped colorless land everywhere. Impending 4. It's coming, watch out. It's impending. Yes. Get rid of one of these mountains that he's seen. Interesting. All right. 3 damage to each creature. Whenever a land you control enters, a 4/4 red dragon with flying. Goodness. Okay. Yeah, alright. Once again, we're out of steam. Mill 7. Then return the biggest dragon that you can from your graveyard. Then kill the lowly jank player who just wants to slime against humanity. Who just wants to make it work somehow. Teamer dragons, that got out of hand pretty quickly. I'm not expecting to ladder. Like, I'm not expecting to climb the ladder at this point, but I do want to see where my slimes might fit. We'll get a green, right? Got 2 torches. That's pretty good to start. Deal with whatever he throws out. Why, sure. So now we got Boros. Boros. Pop. Yeesh. Ooh. Sorcery speed torch. Well, this is the first game where I felt like I might be able to keep up against something good. But just keeping up doesn't mean we're winning. Just keeping up does not mean we're winning. Got a token, we've got a flash. I'm gonna do this. If he wants to sacrifice this, that's okay. That's an acceptable loss in my book. And once again, we're top decking. Okay. This is how I know that Santa Claus isn't real. Just a little flying vidge. You ever had that anger where you feel like your whole body is about to implode into itself? Okay. We did some more things, but not enough things. But we did some more things. Is this progress? have to be able to balance out. So the tower torches that we had were perfect. The early action that we had was perfect, but we ran out of steam almost instantly. I mean, once we cast those last two slimes, we drew nothing that helped. Absolutely nothing. I forgot that this is still in the deck. Wow, I forgot that is still in the deck. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. No one invited you. No one wants you here. He's reading it. This will be fine. It's actually really good. Really good timing. A dragon is exactly on time as he means to be. What? A dragon is arrives precisely when he dragon's always on time. Nice to get some lands. This is artifact. 3 damage to a creature. This guy does not have any lands. Okay, he found one. Oh, that's instant speed too. I don't want to just waste my abrade on one of these little bunnies. I think I will waste my abrade on this though. No more scry and life gain for you. You've had enough. You've had enough. Alright. Let's hold back. What do you get? What do you think this is going to get destroyed? If he has the removal in his hand. Probably pretty high. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. You know, that's an interesting card because that came out with the Cowboy set. The Cowboy set was like last fall, right? They must have known that the Flurry cards were coming, right? I feel like they must have known that. Alright, so here's what we do. We do 3 to each. We make a dragon. Then we're going to move on, and then on his turn I'm going to seize opportunity. Because I can cast it on his turn, and then I'm going to make another dragon. See, my deck is pretty good when I go against decks that are performing suboptimally and don't do very good. It's the perfect crime. Make another dragon. Now you're done, buddy. You can only cast one spell, nerd. Hope you're happy with yourself. Don't mind exiling a slime against humanity. That's actually okay. It's actually okay. Don't mind that. Do this and get another dragon that way. So do these keep getting... Oh yeah, because it's an oil counter. Urabrask's Forge. Beginning of combat, an oil counter. That's interesting. I like that. I'm sure I've seen this before. Very silly for somebody that is like really aware of the standard meta right now, and they're just trying to find somebody that... Whoops. We did it. We beat the P-Brain. We made something of ourselves. Please give me a job. I'll make you feel good. with my great ideas and my natural business synergies. If the only thing that I get from this is just a better idea of how to build a slime deck, then I'm happy. We're not here to rank up. We're not here to climb the ladder. We're just here to figure out how we build the slime deck. And also at the same time, I wanted to build dragons. So you know what? If I throw in a bunch of dragons in here, I'm fine with that. Now the thing is, even though we won that game, arguably it was because he stacks his own self by playing High Noon. I could get away with one spell a turn. That wasn't killing me. I think he hurt himself more than me. So, voice crack. So I don't know. I still don't think that whenever a land you control deals 1 damage. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think my deck is good enough at this point. There could be a time when we make slimes work. But at this point, it's not good. And when I looked for Slime Against Humanity decks online, didn't find much. Didn't find much. This one can't block. Whenever you commit a crime, return this from your graveyard. Okay, sure. I have a feeling that this fellow will be committing lots of crimes. Ever this enters. Oh. I know I'm not. I know this is not ideal. But, I mean, he's already getting the mana from that, but we get rid of the draw discard thing, or the discard draw thing, or whatever that said. Discard draw, yeah. Well, ramping doesn't sound that great. I feel like I'm just going to die. So he's out of resources, I guess. Now would be a time to draw my board wipe. That's not my board wipe. A braid. Alright, so I've got options. 2 instant speed options for removing the things. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 7. They'll have lethal on board. So I have to remove one of these things. +1 gains haste. Only activate as a sorcery. Okay. Okay. I assume you have a response. No, no response. Alright. We could draw a dragon that gains us life. That'd be okay. Or not. Or we could just, you know, die. Like I said, we're not here to climb the ladder. We're just going to figure out what works. Hey, I got a standard achievement. Did that say standard achievement? No, it's an achievement for standard mage. Okay. I think we might have one or 2 more games left. It's after 7, so the air conditioning should be turning on. Oh, this isn't a good keep. was worried about not having any lands. We'll play this one. All right. I wonder if my mic is picking up the weed whacking that's going on outside. You gonna take my seize opportunity? You probably should. Don't take my slime. That's just going to make my other slimes better. You should take my seize opportunity. I'm just telling you right now. Well, it didn't matter because I didn't draw land, so. Wow. It happens. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the worst of us. And happens to the mid of us. Those of us who are mid. My zero sugar apple, carbonated apple drink is boiling hot. Okay, not going to give that hand up with all those lands. Flying lifelink. We can get rid of that boy pretty fast as long as we don't get something better that comes out. Oh, like that. Yeah. Let's definitely take care of that. No, thank you. I would have liked to have removed a flyer, but you just can't leave that Pride Mate. That thing is going to get so big, and then I'm going to have no way to remove it. Just like a medical problem. You can concede now if you want. You know what I'm playing because I just showed you my slime. You wouldn't be... No shame in conceding right now. You know what you're up against. You can't beat this. It's a tier 1 meta crushing deck. Maybe he's reaching for his concede button right now. Maybe he's just trying to move his hand over to hit escape and then concede. He must be. He must be reaching for it. He might be very old. It might take him a little while to get there. I can be patient. taking him so long? Just waiting. Just waiting. It's just... He must have hit it and it didn't... Nothing happened. You'll excuse me if I'm not my normal chipper self. It's 7:09 in the morning. I'm out of energy already. Day hasn't even started. I don't know if this is right to keep it. I just like my ooze. He's a nice guy. Ugh. You should do the Seize Opportunity, I'm telling you. You might think it's a Slime Against Humanity. It's the Seize Opportunity. The Slime Against Humanity is actually okay when you exile it. So just please choose the Seize Opportunity and move on. I want to get on to the part where I lose the game, okay? So just take that and move on. I can't really do anything against Shieldred. It's definitely not a good deck. I know. But we're going to keep working on it, okay? We're going to keep working on it. Maybe we close this out with a little brawl. Sure. Keep that. I think we go green with the heart. Then we can open the way and we just hope that we get a land after that. Can tell if this guy's playing Blind Obedience that he's fun at parties. All right. I guess we just do a Hydra if we don't get a land. Yeah, I guess we just do the Hydra. Well, we did get a land, but we didn't get a land. I think I'll keep this on top. There's a good chance I'm playing this next turn, and I'm going to take this fun thing out. Just one? Really? All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can do this. We'll still have enough for the Titan of Industry. We'll play that. Let's put this one there first, so the 4/4 comes in untapped. There we go. All right, and let's give him a little taste. Let's do this, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually just fine. That gives me something to do next turn. He's gonna be mad. Have an instant or sorcery? I've got to open the way. That doesn't really matter, does it? I think we're just turning Atali indestructible and slamming face, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that certainly was a stream, wasn't it? I could do the what did we learn segment, but it just wasn't a stream for learning. It was just kind of a stream for existing. Some days we just exist. Some days we thrive, some days we just exist. And I feel like I'm just at a moment where I'm giving so much to my current life that the stream is just going to exist today. So it's not really anything we've learned, but it is an indication of our fallibility as humans, I guess. The fact that we wear down so quickly. But you know what's more, you know what's better than wearing down quickly is winning a Pokemon box. There is 1 week left till the Funsplosion. 1 week from today, we will be Funsploding everywhere and giving away, at this point, we might be giving away a Pokemon box. But you gotta watch the stream to win, and you gotta follow the Twitch, and you gotta subscribe to the YouTube and join the Discord. Those are 3 ways that you can be entered to win the box. Then you watch the stream, and we'll give it away, and yeah, and if we call your name, you send us your address, and we give it to you. You win. That's it. We're done with the stream. So tomorrow, probably more Magic. I'm gonna keep on working on the slime deck, see if there's any way at all that we can make it meta relevant, or at least make it a little bit more efficient and synergistic. So, all right, see you later.